All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. We weren't here last week. That is because I decided to do the smart thing and to not do the show, even though I was feeling better. I have a bad habit of doing that when
Quite a few quotes in there.
yeah. Well, what happens is okay, here's what usually happens, right? I'll have a really rough week and I'll be fucked up on Friday, right? So I'll tell CD, I'll be like, yo, I might not do the show Saturday. I might do the show Sunday. Saturday rolls around, I'm still fucked up, or I'm like feeling a little better. By Sunday, I'm feeling kind of better while I do the show. And then I'm fucked up the entire week over because I overdid it. So this time around, I just said, no, I'm not doing the show. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna relax. And that's what I did. I just sat and chilled and relaxed the entire time. So that's
That's good.
why that's why there was in fact no show. And I'm sure some of you have already noticed that there is a giant ass white blank spot behind me in my set. I'll tell you why. That is because I almost died when that fucking bookcase almost fell on me.
Whoops.
Yeah, it collapsed.
Someone
It
decided
almost
to
fell
throw the
on me.
bookcase on you.
Yeah, it almost fell on me. So that was cool. So that was I was in traction trying to clean that mess up for like 4
Mm.
days. That was fantastic. So
Yay.
until I am either well enough to build another one or I can just convince someone to come over and do it for me. That's it. That's the wall. I might put a poster back there, actually,
Mm-hmm.
temporarily
Yeah,
until I
fill
could
the
put a
empty
bookcase
space.
there.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just put something back there. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll design like a turn-based Cynics poster or something and throw it back there. Some advertising back there. I don't know what I'll put. I have
Print
right,
that out.
right. I have that right. Put that shit. That shit's going right there, baby. Right there. Real live show art. You taking advantage of a shitty situation. That's how I do it in this show.
Making the best of it.
So CD,
Mm-hmm.
Tales of Arise.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this motherfucking game, this
It also
mother,
threw the bookcase at you.
this motherfucker, this no, this oh, bro, this game through the bookcase, it threw the fucking chair, it threw the stand the
It
TV
took the
sitting
entire
on.
library.
Yeah, there was a moment that was so fucked up. Kasara puked in a cutscene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Kasara, the bitch with the giant ass anime shield, got
Mm-hmm.
sick because of what she just witnessed. I was like, oh shit. If the soldier can't handle this shit, that's fucked.
If I remember it right, it was pretty much something she saw before, but on a different magnitude.
Yeah, she had seen this happen once before, and
Mm-hmm.
that was already fucked up when it happened.
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
this time it was uber fucked up. This fucking
Yeah.
game. This fucking game. Just when I feel like this game isn't gonna do some fucked up shit to me,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
does some fucked up shit.
And that wasn't even the biggest of the gut punches the game throws at you.
Okay, so I want to talk about one of them, but I can't because
Yeah,
it's
it's
such
too big a spoiler.
it's such a monumental
Yep.
earth-shattering fucking game-destroying spoiler that I can't
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. I'd
Yeah.
love to talk about it, but I can't. So I'm
But
not
it's a
going
great
to.
character moment.
I feel terrible. I feel so bad after that moment. That moment made me so sad. I don't know if that's the appropriate way to feel in that moment.
I'd say so.
That
It's
moment made
definitely
me
one of the intended effects.
I was so sad. At one moment I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's going to be fine." Then I'm like, "Oh no."
Uh,
Oh, this game. Oh, this fucking game.
yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it on the show before I turn it over to
Hmm?
you. I don't know if I talked about it. I think I told you in chat. I don't think we had the show that week. My internet got cut due to a
Yeah.
landscaper.
Hmm.
Did I mention it on the show? Was that on the show? I
Not
don't
on the
think I.
show. No,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was last week. I think. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. My internet got like
I think
obliterated.
Thursday or Friday or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was Thursday. Yeah, my internet got obliterated by a
Hmm.
landscaper to our building. Uh,
Yeah. Whoopsie.
the tech comes over, comes to the door. He goes, "Hi, I'm your tech from AT&T. Your line's cut." I already
Yeah, kind of noticed.
yeah, the line's cut on the side of the building. She's like, yeah, I walked the building before I came to the door. Your line's cut. He's like, I
Hmm.
gotta go. I'm gonna go do a couple things. I'll go get that fixed for you. I'm like,
Cool.
cool, great, thanks, wonderful, appreciate it. Would like my internet back, please.
Surprisingly well done by considering it's AT&T.
I must say it. AT&T hasn't given me any issues
That's good.
for their
Because their
fibers.
reputation isn't the greatest from what I know.
From their for at least for their fiber services, for just me having
Mm-hmm.
fiber through them, I've only had them
Alright.
out like twice aside from this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Alright.
the first time I had them out, it was shortly after I had it installed because the
Mm-hmm.
guy who did the original installation did not crimp the cable properly.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever done your own Ethernet cables, ever like made your own
No, but I
cables.
know how that's done, and yeah.
He didn't he didn't crimp the cable properly. It was
Mm-hmm.
bad. It was poorly done. So they sent someone out to come look at it. The guy messed with the cable and the piece on the cable fell right off. So he didn't. Yeah,
Whoops.
yeah, yeah. It was bad. So that happened,
Mm.
and then the other time, the box they give you for the internet just decided
Mm-hmm.
to just not work. The guy
Yeah,
came to the
can
house.
happen.
The guy came to the house, hooked up his laptop, tried to get it to act right, messed with
Mm-hmm.
it for like 10 minutes and said, "Fuck this." Went out to his truck, got a new box, plugged that bitch in, and was like, "I'm not dealing with this. This is fucking stupid." So,
Mm-hmm.
by and large,
Yeah,
I've never had an outage. I've never
that's
had
good.
problems. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's with a company that large, obviously, never gonna be perfect, and you can have positive and negative experiences. But yeah, it's good that it's on the positive side for you.
Unless you're a Spectrum,
Knock on
then
wood.
there's nothing but negative experiences. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know anybody who's had a positive feelings
Mm,
about Spectrum.
all
I'm
right.
just gonna throw it out there. It's possible. Like anything is possible. I acknowledge that,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe
But you have your
it's
doubts.
yeah. I'm doubting the validity of those statements.
Mm-hmm. All
But
right.
yeah, CD, that's
Yeah.
for not being here for a week. I don't think it was all that bad. It was good. It was nice. Fantastic.
Cool.
I'm assuming the work-life balance is still mostly tipped in favor of work.
It's so. It's been
Well,
decent.
okay.
I've not been playing that much, but I've been continuing with Diablo 4 some more with the not end game portion, but the post campaign stuff is continuing. I've built up a character so far up to level around 60, so still far from max level, but it's continuing on decently. And I've tried out the druid a bit. Not the biggest fan of that class, but it's a melee class, so not
I
my
am
preference generally anyway.
I am reminded of his when you
Hmm.
select him in Diablo 2.
Hmm.
Like when you're at the character selection and you select them, he's just
Yeah.
like It's like, bro, chill. We on the character select screen, homie. Damn. Yo, Druid in Diablo 2 is here for violence. Outright. He starts the game off looking for violence.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the one in 4 does as well, but probably in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in 2. I don't think I have ever played that class. But it's pretty much like you select your attacks, and depending on them, the druid automatically morphs into either the werewolf or the bear, or well, rather a wolf or a bear. Not werewolf, because that's obviously what he pretty much is, a werewolf and a werebear in one. And there's also some attacks that don't require the morph, but many of them do. And then there's also the pet companions. You can either have wolves, I think another bear, and ravens, I think it was. Which, yeah, the regular stuff that one would expect there. But it's a. I think I I'm not 100% sure, but I think from the early balancing in D4, in the early state, the druid wasn't the strongest. I think he was more one of the weaker classes of the few. But yeah, I think he'll take some getting used to. But I'm probably gonna have a bit of a look there as well. And on other games, I think I think I've gotten Forbidden West into a state where one of these save games is a bit too much for the game. I
Oh.
might have to I might have to send that one in to get it checked if there's something wrong, or if the game just doesn't cope with it.
Oh no.
Because it happened that it seemed that the game does not want to load that, because
That
usually
that save
usually
in
it's relatively
particular.
quick. It's I keep lots of saves, and this is just why. I am glad that the game does do the quick saves and auto saves separately as well, and I quite a few times do manual saves so that I don't lose too much. And this is one of the reasons why. Because usually the loading is pretty quick, but over time, obviously, it got a bit slower, because I am now, I think, 120 hours in game time there. And the last few times I still thought it might be something with the system, because changing some things apparently improved it, because I still had my keyboard and mouse connected to the USB 2.0 of the main board. I changed that, and that seemed to improve it for some reason. But now I didn't see anything that could have caused that, so I loaded the game up, said continue, so it just loads the last save game, and it sat there, and sat there, and loaded, and loaded. After a few minutes, it still didn't load in, so I said, okay, yeah, this doesn't seem to load, so quit. Closed the game. Tried that a few times. The game just didn't want to cope with it. So today I tried loading an earlier save. That one loaded. It took a while, but it loaded. And then from there on, I tried loading the earliest again. And yeah, that one still took a while, but at least it did load.
At least it started.
Yeah. Wouldn't have lost much if I couldn't get that one to load, just going over to another place to start a quest, but yeah, still wanted to try out if it loads at all. And there's also some other things that after loading that, loading the map, for example, takes quite a while. Just switching to the map. I don't know why, but it's a black screen. It's as if the map is kind of loaded because when I go through with the mouse and try to position it, as I don't see the mouse, but move the cursor. I don't see it, but I move it, and it does the sounds where that it does when I go over to over some specific points. Like the audio feedback is there, so the map data is loaded, but the visuals aren't there. It's just black,
Huh.
which is weird. It's as if it's kind of rendering the stuff internally, but doesn't finish it for some reason.
I know
It's kind of
if you
weird.
if you're gonna like report this as like a glitch or
Mm-hmm.
something, or what I always do is if I have a problem I can reproduce, I record it
Mm-hmm.
and just send them like
Mm-hmm.
an unlisted YouTube video and be like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, here's the problem. I had it with a device that was supposed to let me play my
Yeah.
cartridge my cartridge Game Boy games on my PC. And
Mm-hmm.
after an update, there was like really bad frame skipping.
Uh-huh.
So like
Uh-huh.
you'd be walking and it would skip like a couple of frames. It was like really bad. So I
Mm-hmm.
took a video of it and I sent it to him in my complaint in my problem. I'm like, all right, here's the problem. Here's a
Mm-hmm.
video of it, and
Mm-hmm.
that did wonders because they got back to
Mm-hmm.
me and they're like, yeah, that's a problem. That they're
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that is
I
definitely a
think that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I'll just record it with UBS and make an unlisted video or something. Yeah, that should work.
That's usually what I
Yeah,
do because
once I report
elsewise
it.
trying to
Mm-hmm.
describe it is always kind of difficult. And if I could just show you, okay,
Mm-hmm.
here's the issue, and
Yeah,
yes,
although
it is.
describing what's happening with mine isn't that difficult.
It,
Extremely long loading time.
yeah, I wonder if this is
Minutes
like
minutes of loading times despite it being on an M2 SSD.
this sounds. Oh god, this reminds me of like
Mm-hmm.
the Skyrim issue for PS3 back in the day. I don't know if you ever heard
Mm-hmm.
about Skyrim having issues when
Yeah, I remember. I
when like
remember the
the save file
yeah,
got too
the save
big.
files just get gigantic. The problem is with Elder Scrolls games, they keep the location and all that stuff of all kinds of items that you have found at some point, which makes it explode, and that obviously also explodes the loading times and all that. Yeah,
But you know, see, since we brought
which.
up save files, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I could segue.
Yeah, we could. Yep.
I could segue, CD. This is actually one of the few
Mm-hmm.
times where I don't have to force a fucking segue on this goddamn show. All right, so speaking of save files, good old games will be purging your cloud saves that hit over 200 megabytes. Now, I want to make a couple of things clear about this. They've made it clear that they will be deleted after August 31st, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And so GOG players will need to manually check all their save files to ensure no loss of data in the cloud. Those
Mm-hmm.
locally stored are fine. It's just a limit on GOG will store. So to make this
Yep.
clear, this is per individual game. So every individual
Yes.
game can have a save file, can have its own
Or
cloud
several
save
save files. Yeah.
or cloud saves. It's just that those
Mm-hmm.
individual saves cannot be any bigger than 200 meg.
It's it's per game, so you have a limit of 200 megabytes per game.
Right, right.
So, for example, I had this issue. I got the notice and I looked into mine, and Witcher 1 for me had 300 megabytes of data accrued there. And so I just deleted some of them because I beat the game ages ago, so I'm not gonna need all those saves anyway. I just kept mainly the newest ones.
This
So yeah.
article on Gaming on Linux points out at the end, in comparison to Steam, they have no specific
Hmm.
hard limit for each game. Some games might have only a few megabytes, while some can go up to a few gigs. For example, in my case, Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam is using over a gig, with nearly
Hmm.
1 gig still left for it, while Vampire Survivors is only giving about 4 megabytes. So it is quite dynamic. Now,
Yep.
for those of
I
you,
I think with Steam, it's the developer setting the limits, but at least there's the option, and it makes more sense. With GOG, that hard limit of 200 per game doesn't really make much sense.
so there are, so there's some people, some people might say
Hmm.
that, well, you know, cloud storage, they have to keep all this somewhere, and
Hmm.
storage costs money, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, fine, fair, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. 200 megabytes still seems a little arbitrary to me. I
Kind of,
don't
yes, yeah.
I don't get it. Like I don't mind. Okay, if
Hmm.
you want to have a limit on your on each game's cloud save, fine.
Hmm.
That's fine. Most places have to limit people at some point,
Oh yeah,
elsewise
definitely.
elsewise you run into the infinite storage problem, and
Hmm.
infinite doesn't
Yeah.
quite exist yet.
Hmm.
uh So obviously, I don't have an issue with that. My issue, if I was even to say I have one, I don't actually use too many. I don't use cloud saves for GOG personally.
Hmm.
Um, my issue here is 200 meg just seems like incredibly arbitrary. I don't. I would love to hear the
Yeah.
justification for that number specifically.
Hmm.
Like, you're gonna
Yeah, they
pick.
probably didn't have much thought put into that.
You're
It
gonna
just
like I said,
got to that at some point.
limiting it, fine.
Hmm.
Don't care,
Hmm.
whatever. I get it. But 200 megabytes, that
And especially, it's probably 200 because they had that at some point when they were still focusing on old games, so they would never reach that. But
mm,
given that over time they added more and more newer games and also AAA stuff and all, that limit becomes a problem. Because when even games like The Witcher, the first one, doesn't need that many saves to go over that limit. Because I think I had maybe, what was it, 2 dozen or something like that. So obviously, probably more than you usually need, but still, uh, it only needed that much. And The Witcher doesn't even have the biggest save files. There's definitely stuff like Skyrim that needs much bigger ones
yeah.
over time, at least. And it wouldn't surprise me if you have a long enough amount of time saved up with Skyrim, for example, that you reach that 200 limit just with one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just with like one save file. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have one save file. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. Like 100%. Like, really, that
Mm-hmm.
what you just suggested, with just having
Mm-hmm.
one save file in an RPG, gives me mass amounts of anxiety, and I don't appreciate the fact that you fucking did that to me on the show. That
Mm-hmm.
gives me like extreme anxiety. I don't like
You're
I
welcome.
yeah, no. I am you when you said that, like I that caused me an extreme amount of anxiety. I can't even really like express it to you. Oh my god. Conceptually, that is a level of terror in my spirit, the likes of which Lovecraft could only truly describe. I can't even. I refuse. But before I move on from GOG, there was an announcement about GOG.
Mm-hmm.
The the thing remastered is coming soon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that wasn't directly about GOG.
Well, that's where I saw it. That's where I saw it. So
Okay.
I saw it. That the first place I saw the announcement was the GOG
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. So that's where
Yeah.
I look, man. I make the
Mm-hmm.
connections based on where I see the news first. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I made the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah,
that
it didn't
right?
take long after that rumor to get confirmed.
All right. So our next story for this week. I've talked about this on the show a little bit, and that was
Mm-hmm.
people being terrible and flinging abuse towards the Baldur's Gate 3 devs and community people
Yeah.
about mod support. Now, I would
And also the Gaming on Linux article also mentioned Baldur's Gate 3, so
yeah,
there's another
yeah. So
connection.
there you go. My God, I'm working this shit this week. Damn. So I just want to say you're all still terrible people for doing that, and I have not forgiven you for your sins. But despite your sins against these developers and community managers, Baldur's Gate 3 has Baldur's Gate 3 devs have announced that mod tools will arrive in patch 7 in September. You don't deserve it for the way you treated some of these fucking people, but you are still gonna get to eat your meal, so be fucking happy for it.
There's gonna
But
be more
yeah,
cheese.
a lot more cheese. Oh my God. So yeah, but mod support with that, they also said that okay,
Also
so
have some hot fixes and all that stuff.
yeah. So typical stuff I'd expect from Larian. I swear every patch. Every patch, it's a
They're
list
good
of
with the
stuff.
post-release support.
Yeah, no, they've done nothing but support this game post-release. And with that, I'd like to tell you all about something in Baldur's Gate 3 I experienced that I had never considered would actually happen, because I just did not think about the implications of using this ability. So, barbarians and Dungeons and Dragons have an ability called Rage. You probably get the idea, right? Barbarian goes complete rage mode, starts murdering people left and right, kind of like the Doom guy. So, what I had not figured on when I did this, because I was using a different character for a strength check. So they were still selected as my primary character. So I incidentally started a conversation using this character while they were in rage mode, because I hadn't considered the fact that rage in Baldur's Gate 3 lasts until a long rest. So character.
What was the dialogue like? Roar!
The dialogue was something along the lines of, I hold myself back or I cleave your skull in. So I was like,
smash.
I mean, he's surrendering. I don't want to cleave his skull in. So it makes you do I think it's a charisma check or some check to see if you can calm yourself down enough to not cleave his skull in. Except now I'm at a disadvantage, because the character who's currently doing this check is in full-on rage mode. Spoiler alert, I failed the check and now the guy's dead. The guy's dead. I caved his skull in. He's dead. So, lesson learned. I need to be paying more attention to when I have certain characters do things. I did not know that would impact the dialogue, because I've never done anything like that as a barbarian. So when that happened, I'm like, oh no. Oh, you're still enraged. Oh.
Time to load the last save.
It's like, whoops, he's dead-a-roni. Oh, goodness. So yeah, Larian Studios is out here fucking getting it done for Baldur's Gate 3. Again, 7. Even aside from hot fixes, this is their seventh modern, their seventh patch, their seventh
It's a
actual big update to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Yeah, I'm almost surprised it's only 7, but they're probably really big updates that they
yeah,
usually make.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing primarily on
Fine.
PS5. And I've dug the game is so good. The game is just I honestly at this point I don't care what platform you play it on, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any interest in an RPG that I can assure you'll get your money's worth out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much anything from Larian. Okay.
Yeah, like when I say get your money's worth, I do mean if there was any game I would say is $70, like $60 to $70, and you will not feel oh, I didn't get that was good, but I don't know if that was $70 good. No, this is $70 good. This is all right. I just realized, CD, that by me tangentially covering the thing in GOG, I skipped a story on the list. Whoops. I hadn't actually looked at the list when I did that. I saw the post on Discord. Whoopsie doodles. That's unfortunate.
That's fine.
It
still worked out. It was the perfect segue to that story. And you didn't even know it.
I did not even really know it. All right, so.
Well, speaking of not knowing.
Yeah, speaking of not.
There's a developer that we don't know the exact future of right now.
No, we don't. We don't really know. And I will say I've kind of had it in the back of my mind after what happened with this dev, and that is Rocksteady. Because Suicide Squad is the year's biggest video game flop. After 7 years of tough development, Warner Brothers took a $200 million L.
Yep.
That's an expensive L. Like, I've taken my fair share of L's.
None anywhere near that.
Yeah, $200 million L. The crazy thing is, I feel like a lot of this could have just been avoided if you didn't put a single player focused, narrative focused dev on a live service
that would have helped.
Title. I'm not saying the game would have been good. I'm just saying some of this could have been avoided. You put you use the right tool. You use the right tools for the right job. You put the right people where they belong. You might end up with a successful project.
I'm not quite sure if it was Warner Brothers that decided to make this live service or Rocksteady themselves.
At least as far as I've heard.
Rocksteady,
As far as I've heard, Rocksteady was hoping that this was going to get canceled after they were hoping. I forgot what was going on that they were hoping that.
Aren't you mixing that up with Redfall?
I might be. I might be right. I'm sorry.
Arcane?
I might be mixing up with Redfall.
Because I think that was Arcane after they got bought by Microsoft.
Yeah, that was Redfall. They were the ones that didn't want to do it. Oh, shit. I don't actually know then. Fuck. I'm sorry. There's been so many delicious...
Yeah. There's been so many problematic releases over the last several months. But yeah, I think... I'd have to check, but it might have been Rocksteady themselves that had that idea, but... In either case, 7 years is a rough time for a game like that.
Yeah, because the thing about game development more than anything, well, I guess any kind of development, the longer development goes, the larger the risk you're taking on releasing it. kind of, because at
Oh,
that, because
certainly. I
the
mean,
longer,
it
because
just the costs
yeah,
go up
yeah,
naturally.
the longer it goes, the more you're looking at trying to like make up for those costs. And at
Yeah, I
seven
mean, you're
years,
doing that anyway, but with 7 years, it's extreme.
yeah, at 7 years, it's almost insurmountable. I don't really know whether or not.
I mean, with a really good game, you could have done it over time. Obviously, not directly at release, but if you have monetization in it or something like that, it could be done. And also, obviously, it depends on how big the team is that develops it during those 7 years. That makes a massive difference in terms of cost. But 200 millions is almost small, considering that dev time.
So
But
there are rumors stirring
mhm,
in the shadows about the future of Rocksteady and
yeah,
Warner Brothers moves to, offset the fact that they just took a $200 million L on this project.
hmm
Uh, now
yeah,
these,
because on the one hand, at least in February, someone said that firing people wouldn't make much sense because they are understaffed in terms of video game development anyway. Overall, Warner Brothers is, and Rocksteady is still a good studio overall, even after having lost several people. I think the co-founders left in 2022,
yeah,
both of them,
that sounds about right.
and they naturally had over time several people leaving, and they hired new people. So how much of it is the old Rocksteady is anyone's guess, but yeah, they are probably still motivated to do more stuff.
So there's two mindsets here:
Mm-hmm.
either closing down Rocksteady or having the cutting the studio in half. Neither
Yeah.
one of these sounds like a great idea, at least for Warner Brothers itself. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
if they're already running short on development staff, nixing the studio or just cutting the studio in half probably isn't gonna fix
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
shortage. But at the same time, it's like you gotta. I mean, I kind of get it. Warner Brothers might feel like, well, we gotta like recoup something here. We just lost $200 million,
Yeah.
and the efforts, and I use the word effort very loosely, with
Hmm.
what Suicide Squad has done with its seasons to try to like get people
Mm-hmm.
to come back have been how do I
Mm.
say this
Yeah.
nicely?
I mean,
Shit.
have there even been multiple seasons? I think there's only been one so
There's
far.
been one
The
season and
Joker
two
one.
phases. It's like two
Uh-huh.
phases of the season,
Okay.
and neither one have
Nice.
been good.
Yeah.
They've been bad. They've been
Yeah.
bad.
Uh-huh.
They've been bad. I honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that a live service can tank. God knows we see these services tank all
Oh
the
yeah.
goddamn time. But
Mm-hmm.
God, this one really ate shit on the way down.
Yeah.
Whew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. According to the article from Bloomberg, the Rocksteady people might be working on a director's cut version of Hogwarts Legacy. So we'll see what pans out. But that would certainly be a decent way for Warner Brothers to recoup some money, make more stuff for Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't turn it into a live service.
I mean, with Hogwarts Legacy, that would be difficult.
Yeah,
That's
you would think
that game's been out for a long time now.
you
You
would
can't
think
you can't change that. You'd have to make a completely new game there.
don't ever assume that someone can't fuck up something good. Never do that. Don't ever in your life assume that just because something is done that somebody can't come along and still fuck it up.
I mean, just saying you can't change the versions that are out there.
It already exists.
Yep.
It's already a thing. You can't change it now, assholes.
Wouldn't
Oh,
make much sense anyway. Oh, obviously, Warner Brothers making sense is on a different paper. But
yeah,
yeah,
that's asking a lot to ask Warner Brothers to make sense. I don't know why you would possibly think that was even
I
a
mean, it's in the realm of possibilities. It's a faraway realm, but it's a realm.
all right. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a lot I want to talk about
Mhm.
for this last thing. So this show might go a little long. It might.
Hmm.
It might. I'm not gonna make
Mhm.
any promises, but it might. We're at 40 minutes right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna suggest that if you are listening and or watching, grab yourself a couple of snacks. We're gonna be talking about a lot of fucking video games. This show might go on a little longer than normal. All right, you have your
This
warning.
starts the Summer Games Fest section.
You have your warning. I have warned you. Anything that happens from here on out is on you if you decide to sit through this shit. Don't get mad at me. I am not responsible. I mean, I've never been I mean, like, I'm not really a responsible human being, but you get the idea. Damn.
Keep
All
digging.
right. Yeah, Summer Game Fest, aka not E3.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. It's not E3, everybody. Please do not call us E3. We're not E3. I swear to God, this is not E3. So I did not get to catch this. I think I was actually asleep when
Yeah, from what you said, that would
when
sound
Summer
about right.
Games Fest was hitting
When the original
when the original show
live.
was going.
Yeah.
I was passed out asleep like an old man in my chair. So I'm gonna have to rely on you once again, CD, to point out some interest. Wait, I do know one thing that was announced that I instantly got ultra excited for.
Yes.
Now, this is the only thing I know of, so I only know of this. This is the only thing I actually know got announced because it got posted in another chat. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Now, I don't remember if Digital Eclipse did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did they do that one?
No. No.
Okay.
They did several of the collections. They did the Kawabanga collection, for
Oh,
example.
okay, even better.
And some of the other collection stuff. Yeah.
So, Power
They didn't
Rangers
do Shredder's
Rita's
Revenge.
Rewind was announced.
Yes.
A retro brawler, and oh, it looks so good. I'm so excited. Oh, finally. The Turtles game was so good. And not only are they doing Power Rangers, they went back to the OG, the originals. Oh, this can only be good. This can't possibly be bad. Please don't be bad. This has to be good.
Nice. Yeah, it looked really nice, and it's not just brawling sections. It also seemed to have auto scrollers and sections where you are in the Megazord and in first-person perspective, beating up on enemies and stuff like that.
Thank goodness.
So yeah, it seems to have nice variety in terms of that.
Fantastic. I'm so excited.
That'd be interesting.
So that is the only thing I know about Summer Games Fest. That's it. So, CD.
And depending who you ask, it's very varied in terms of responses. I've heard people completely lambasting it, like calling it shit and absolutely subpar. And then on the other hand, I saw people like Max, who was very excited about announcements, giving it an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10, something like that. And
I tend to trust Max's judgment on quite a few things.
I mean,
so I might.
Obviously there were some announcements there that boosted his score significantly.
Oh, was there Street Fighter? Was Street Fighter?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
there was
Yeah, never
something with
mind.
Street
Never
Fighter.
mind. I get it. No,
There
he
was fighting
already.
game stuff announced.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
He's
that.
stan as fuck. I understand. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
we'll get to that. But overall, I found it enjoyable. It was a good pace. They were really going through announcement. No big bullshit. And there were quite a few nice titles in there. Nothing really big, massively big in terms of new announcements, but quite a few nice reveals and updates. It started out with one that's been rumored. That was Lego Horizon Adventures, which looked fun. Looked like you would expect a Lego game to be, and it's interesting. It is not by Traveler's Tales, for a change. It's co-developed by Guerrilla and Studio Gobo. Not quite sure what they did so far, but yeah. I think they did mainly co-development stuff on several other titles, so they were probably a natural choice there. And the other interesting thing is where this is going to be released. It's going to be PlayStation, PC, and Switch.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sony making a game and releasing it on the Switch. Hmm. Interesting.
Interesting, but
Yeah.
I almost kind of get it.
Mhm.
Like I can kind of see the logic. I mean,
I can see the logic, but I wouldn't necessarily have expected that from Sony.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect logical from. Fair enough. Logic
That
and
too,
Sony
yes.
are incongruent at best.
That too. And what I did like about the stream was also, they also did quite a few indie things. They did put the eyes on quite a few indie projects, even ones with single developers like Cuff Bust, which is a fun little prison break game, which is definitely going to be a streamer game with where you have up to 20 players, and the player characters look kind of like I think it would be koalas. It's colorful koalas. Something like that. But kind of alien. Which, seemed like a fun game. We had a short look at Outlaws, which, that's gonna be our newest open world Ubisoft title, coming in a few months. And let's see, we had quite a few things. Rumored was also Civ 7, which got announced there, which for strategy players, that's gonna be interesting. Let's see, what else was interesting? The newest look to Metaphor Refantasio, the Atlas title.
Did they show more of that off? I'll have to go check that out.
Yes. Yeah, they did show a new trailer for that, which makes it look quite nice. Yeah.
Fantastic. Because I don't know if
you definitely you definitely see that they are doing the usual, having a team that's focusing on design of the menus, because that looks just
I'll be honest, man. Atlas hasn't missed when it comes to menus lately. Yeah. I don't know who. I would love to meet the team at Atlas, all 15 of them, who just sit down and go, all right, our job is just making menus. Wait, what? That's all we do on this team. We make menus.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, but it's working. Atlas is doing good there.
Can I talk about something real quick?
Sure.
On the list? All right, sure. So I found out about this because it was in one of my other Discords, and it was about Street Fighter 6, the Year 2 character reveals. And I wanted to put
Uh-huh.
my spin on this. First off,
Mm-hmm.
let me just say, Terrence, it's nice to have you back. Nice to have you here, Terrence. Thank you for
Uh-huh.
showing up. Uh, Sit that over
Mm-hmm.
there. We have my hey girl. You haven't
Mm-hmm.
called me back yet. Don't really appreciate that. Felt like you did me dirty, but I'ma forgive you.
Uh-huh.
I'ma forgive you. We got my man Michael Bison. I'm sorry, M Bison. My bad, Miguel Bison. I thought you died, but apparently you still around, homie.
I
So
mean, death? Since when is death permanent?
yeah, that's not for him. It's definitely not permanent. But I want to give a special mention to my homegirl, yo Elena, honey. Where you been? Where have you been, Elena? I haven't seen you since Street Fighter 4. Girl, where the hell have you been? We got Elena, the break dance, the capoeira girl. I'm so excited. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so happy they brought her back, bro. These characters look
Mm-hmm.
so good. I'm just like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
We got Terrence. Terrence how
Mm-hmm.
Terrence is here. Terrence,
Yep.
welcome to the party.
This is one of the entries that made Max's score go up.
Oh yeah. No, I
Obviously.
understand. I understand. Between Terrence and Mai, those alone made his score
Yeah.
probably go through the roof. But I understand.
Essentially, essentially, this is a stealth release of CVS.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, yeah. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, shit, I hadn't thought about that. Fuck, he's right. All right, that's all. That's all I had. I didn't really have anything. I just wanted to bring that up because I was that got me kind of excited.
Yeah. The other one was a new trailer for City of the Wolves, sticking with the Fatal Fury theme,
Oh yeah. City of the Wolves.
which had also a few new characters in there shown. B. Janet and Vox Reaper, which, yeah. Obviously, the trailer for B. Janet, yeah, caused a few memes.
I'll have to go look at that then. I want to know. I want to know. I'll
Mm-hmm.
have to go take a look at that when the
Yeah,
show's over.
yeah, and there was, yeah, obviously the appropriate reactions from Max.
Oh yeah, probably. I'll have to go
Mm-hmm.
look at it before I say anything. I want to make sure I go check that out.
Yeah. Besides that, let's see what else peaked. What else was there for me? Um, yeah, probably gonna be quite some time before I even play it. If I ever do, they had a new look at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which, yep, looks good, as one would expect. A weird title, in a good way, Slitterhead, by the original Silent Hill guy
Oh, okay.
from Bokeh Studio.
All right. All right.
That one is, yeah, yeah. You look at the trailer for that one because the fighting and all that. Yeah, that one's interesting, and certainly, yeah, not surprised that this is from that guy.
Huh.
Let's see, what else was there? Yeah, we had
Some
a short new look at Sonic X Shadow Generations. Yep.
something. I guess they're releasing an expansion for Alan Wake 2.
Yep. Night Falls or Night Springs. Yeah,
Really?
Night Springs.
I
Yep. They, I
okay.
think they already had announced that they're gonna do that, but yeah, here it is. And it's not just gonna be an expansion plainly like that to the game, but it's also gonna be kind of a crossover with other Remedy games from what I've seen.
Oh,
Because there
the
was the main character from Control was in there, and the one from Quantum Break.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, they were
Oh.
both in there.
The expanded the expanded universe is
Yeah, this is essentially the Remedy cinematic universe.
yeah.
Because I think it was already confirmed that Control is a prequel to Alan Wake
Yeah, the main
or
character
something
from
like that.
Control knows by the end of, at the end of Control, and
Mm-hmm.
then when it controls expansion, she knows of
Mm-hmm.
Alan, like Alan and
Yeah.
his character, and like
Mm-hmm.
he's stuck
And
in
I
like the
think
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, and I think the new character in Alan Wake 2 appeared in Control at some point for
Yeah,
in a short clip or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be that.
there's also Hyper
Let's.
Light Breaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so sequel to Hyperlight Drifter, something like that, or at least it's connected to that. Which,
Okay,
neat roguelite action game. Uh, See, there was an update to Skate for the people that are interested in that.
Power World is getting an
Uh-huh.
update.
Palworld's getting a big upgrade update. I think a new island in there, among other things. Valorant was announced for consoles for people that are interested, and yeah,
Wait,
another one of those
Valorant
max and yeah,
wasn't
mhm.
on console already?
Nope, wasn't
Really?
yet. At least not on the current gen. I'm not sure if it was on the previous, but I don't think so. Because they announced it with coming to console, so must not have been.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just assumed a
Hmm.
shooter like that would have been on console already. Okay, never mind. Shit. Fair
Would
enough.
have probably made sense, but apparently they took their time with that.
Apparently making sense and being a reality aren't the same thing.
I mean, it's also right, so.
Oh. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. And then and as I said, the next max named entry, another
Oh.
update to Monster Hunter Wilds
Oh, yeah, it's
with
all,
a new
this one.
trailer.
This one, I didn't see that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to watch all these trailers when we finish the
Hmm.
show today. But
Yeah,
the
this
the
one
big one
showed
for
more gameplay and a few new monsters.
this one catches my attention because it's cross-play across
Mm.
all platforms.
Yeah, no cross save from what I've seen, but at least cross play. Yeah,
Yeah, they're like all right. So
plus it's
in a
Capcom, so
in a perfect world, I want both, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect world, I want both. But if
Yeah,
I
but
have to
cross play.
pick between cross-play and cross-save, I would
Mm-hmm.
I would pick crossplay. I'm sorry, I just would. Making a new character is nowhere near as painless. It's nowhere near as painful as like having to like start all over just because I want to play with my friends on a different platform
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Yeah, and you usually don't switch platforms as much with a game like this.
No,
It's more that you have your platform and your friends might have another, so if you can cross-play with them, then that's better.
I'd be more likely to actually get this game if it's
Yeah.
cross-platform because I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to play on PC. I know I've had this conversation on this show many times.
You mentioned that one or two times on the
Yeah,
down
I
low,
don't. I
maybe.
don't. I just don't. I'm
You might have dropped
sorry.
some hints.
Every time, bro. Every time I bring it up, somebody on my Discord messages me, and it's like, bro, but PC's better. I'm like, I really don't care. I don't. I don't care if PC is better. I don't care. That's not gonna make me play on
Mhm.
PC. Another thing, I don't know anything about this game. I don't know if this is the first time
Mhm.
we've ever even seen it. Phantom
The
Blade
Phantom Blade
Zero?
Zero one?
Is this the
Mm,
first time
I
we've ever seen this?
think I think we have seen this one before, but not much of it. And it's been a while, I think.
And I might have been
But
asleep.
yeah. And I think I think Max mentioned it in his stream that it didn't look so great when they showed it first. I think something about the gameplay, and this one looked significantly better. So yeah.
Something I want to bring up that I'm
Mm-hmm.
surprised at. So,
Yes.
Black Myth Wukong. I bring this
Mm-hmm.
up because I did not actually think this thing was ever. I didn't think this thing
Ah.
actually was going to exist. Because we had
Mm-hmm.
seen like early footage of this game like a year or two ago, like a few years ago,
Um,
right?
the
Was it?
first reveal was in August 20th, 2020.
Oh, oh, okay, okay. So yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
Which that date is funny because the release date is also August
It's
20th.
20. Like when this game first got like when people first saw this, a lot of us were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, that's a cool concept video. That's not actually going to
Mm-hmm.
be." Because a lot of times we see these things and like the actual game
Yeah.
never actually comes to fruition, or what we get's totally different. And it could still maybe be
Mm-hmm.
the case, but to see it like
Especially after we've seen it multiple times and it just never got anything close to a date.
the fact that it's actually a thing is
Mm-hmm.
honestly it looks kind of awesome. And
We're
Wukong,
gonna have to wait and see if the product is also
I
good.
hope I hope the product's good. I love Wukong. Like conceptually, like
Mm-hmm.
when I did play League of Legends, he was my favorite character in League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sun
Yeah, but this
Wukong.
also wouldn't be the first time that the game looks great, but it doesn't play that well.
Oh,
'Cause I'm not sure if we've had a playable demos yet
no, we
for
haven't.
this one, but yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
have
like
to wait
to.
and see.
If you guys want an example of a game that looked cool but played terribly, Callisto Protocol is a great example.
Hmm. I mean, there's quite a few games in that category.
Yeah, but that's one that struck me pretty hard because that one was like really
Hmm.
trying to ape on Dead Space, really
Hmm.
trying to
I
eat off
mean,
of Dead
I mean,
Space's plate.
obviously, since the creator was one of the original Dead Space guys.
I, yeah, fair. So that's all.
That
That
was
that was
essentially
just
the aim there to make more Dead Space without being able to name it that.
Dead Space. It's dead. It's we don't need Dead. You don't need to buy Dead Space. We already have Dead Space at home. Gets Callisto Protocol.
Dead Space from Wish.
Yeah. Dead Space from. I hate that so much. I do. Today, as we're recording this,
Yeah,
on the
at
9th.
around an hour before we started recording, the Xbox Games Showcase has started.
Now, I don't know if the first thing in our Discord is
Hmm.
from that.
That was
Was
shown there. Yeah.
okay.
Hmm.
Look,
Yeah.
CD,
Doom:
listen.
The Dark Ages.
CD, listen.
Hmm.
Listen. Why
Yes.
is it that every time this new Doom comes out, they go hard every time? Every time. Doom 2016 goes fucking hard. The Doom sequel went fucking hard. Doom Dark Ages.
Might have something to do with the fact that it's Doom.
Just fucking no chill. None. Zero
Yep.
chill at all. And I'm here for
I
it.
mean, why would you have chill in hell?
I would just like to remind you all that canonically speaking, after Doom 1, Doom Guy comes back to Earth. Earth is being ravaged by
Hmm.
demons, and the demons made the fucked up mistake of going to his house and killing his fucking rabbit.
Yep.
And
And ever since then, is just a long revenge campaign.
yeah, and Doom Guy, because apparently he has nothing else to do ever, Doom Guy said, okay, I am officially going to become your problem for all eternity. Doom Guy walks back
This
into the
is war.
Doom Guy walks back into the hell portal and proceeds to never leave hell. He just never leaves. He murders demons. He makes murdering demons his full-time profession. That is all he does.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew revenge could be a profession, but apparently it is a profession for Doom Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill a man's cat, dude. Jesus Christ. Or I'm sorry, his
Or a
rabbit, like,
or a
fuck,
dog,
man.
or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
just don't.
or even a dog, as we've seen with John Wick. So, yeah, don't kill anyone's animal.
Yeah, don't.
It can only go bad for you.
It will only
If
go
you're a
bad for
human
you.
or a demon, doesn't matter. I've been a few neat reveals and updates at the Xbox showcase. Like Claire Obscure Expedition 33 seems to be an interesting one that's I'm not sure. I've only seen the reveal trailer for it, but it seems like an interesting concept. Like
Yeah.
apparently there's someone that can paint and affect reality through that.
Huh.
And it looked like it's some kind of party action-based or turn-based combat, but with also action elements like countering or something like that. So that could be interesting. Gonna have to look closer into that one because the concept seemed interesting. But we're gonna have to wait and see. And there's also been finally an update on Perfect Dark. Yeah, they showed gameplay. Which
Joanna, Joanna, are you okay? Joanna, are you?
Apparently.
Joanna, are you back? Are you back, sweetheart? You haven't answered my calls in years, girl. Where the fuck have you been?
Stuck in limbo, I guess.
Yeah, I've been calling her up
apparently
for years, and she ain't answered a single one
Mhm.
of my goddamn calls.
Yeah, but apparently they've been keeping at it, and yeah, that one looked interesting. That one looked nice. I don't know the original, but this one looked neat. So
Okay.
I have no idea how close it is to the original because I think this is a reboot. I think, but I don't remember what they said exactly. They didn't say anything in the reveal about that, but it might be a reboot or a remake or some sort. But it definitely looked interesting. Then there was also what piqued my interest, and finally an update on Age of Mythology Retold.
Is this like just
Coming out, I think in September. It's a remake
of
It's a
the
remake. It's a straight
Okay.
up remake, looking really nice.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely gonna be nice plunging back into that one because I really liked that one when it was new. Then there was another trailer for Snake Eater, the remake. Looks nice.
Please be good. Please don't fuck this up.
I mean,
Please don't fuck this up.
the trailer looked good, but let's hope for the best, I'd say.
Please don't fuck this up. It's a Snake Eater, man. I really would like. I already don't want. I already have my aversion towards Konami even going anywhere near Metal Gear at all ever again. But if they
say when this one releases, I don't think so.
If they can do Snake Eater right, then I might be able. Honestly, Konami, my guys, Suikoden Remaster, where is it? Y'all just
That's a good question.
Y'all just like abandon that shit.
I don't think they
abandoned in so much as they just went radio silent. How about that?
They haven't said anything on it. Yeah, that's true. After they said it's gonna be delayed, they didn't say anything more about it. But
so all right, so the second to last one you posted, I'm really interested about. Diablo 4
Hmm.
Vessel of Hatred. Is this like an expansion?
Yep, that's the first expansion for it. Continuing the campaign
When did Diablo 4
with the
come
new
out?
area and all. It's already been a while.
I'm sorry.
While.
I'm sorry. Time is
It's
a time.
been June 2023 was the release date for it. So it's been a
A
year.
year? A year?
Yep.
Oh,
And they did say, I think, a new expansion every year or something like that.
okay.
I
Okay.
think that
I'm
was their intended schedule, something
I'm
like
I'm
that. But
I'm sorry. Just time itself hasn't exactly flowed in the right. It
hmm
hasn't flowed very normally for me lately. So
yeah, it's not been very steady.
yeah. So my grip on time hasn't exactly been great these last 6 or 7 months.
You've
So
been jumping time streams.
yeah, yeah. Ain't that the fucking truth? Uh, So something that got announced, the last thing you posted in the Discord chat is a
Hmm.
name I have not heard in a very long time.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't announced because the announcement has been already a while.
Oh,
Yeah. Hmm.
this had already been announced, huh? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Fuck. I apparently
No big details on it. There haven't been many details on it, but the announcement was it's been quite a while. Yeah, it was July 2020 was the original announcement that it's in
Yeah, don't
development.
expect me to remember that far back. Don't do that.
And last time they showed something, the first trailer was June 2023. Yeah. That was the first small trailer with the where the people weren't taking the apparent main character that well didn't
Hmm.
look great, but yeah. But they didn't show much in that one either. It was just a render trailer where they had the main character, and I think who was it? Moss from IT Crowd,
Oh.
the actor for that one. They had him in there as well.
Hmm.
Was just a short thing. They didn't show much, and this one doesn't show gameplay either, but it showed a bit more about the world. I think it didn't show gameplay now. From what
Okay.
I think, if it was there, it was minimal in comparison.
So I have a silly question.
Yes.
I don't think you can answer it because I have
Okay.
no idea why. But so
Mm-hmm.
this was an Xbox show, right? Right?
Yes.
This okay.
Xbox games showcase. Mm-hmm.
So what I don't understand is like I've seen
Mm-hmm.
this happen before where like Persona 3 Reload was
Mm-hmm.
only ever talked about and announced and like demonstrated at Xbox Showcase. It was never
Mm-hmm.
anything for PlayStation. It was always announced and talked about in Xbox. What? Why? How
Mm-hmm.
does that happen? Why
Hmm.
Xbox specifically? Like that, I've always kind of been curious about that because to me it doesn't make a lot of sense for like
You'd probably
when
have to ask Atlas that one.
yeah
But that
I
might
don't
have been because didn't they at that time announce other Persona titles coming to Xbox?
yeah, but
Was
that was
probably
well
some kind of
after.
arrangement
Yeah,
in
that
that.
was well after that though.
Mm-hmm.
That was well after those other titles got announced. Like those other titles got
Mm-hmm.
announced around the same time that Persona 5 for Switch came out, and that was like
Mm-hmm.
Persona 5 for Switch was like 2022, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and Persona 3 Reload came out this year. And there wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a ton of time between Reload's announcement and it coming out. I mean, there was time in between, but it wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't like a ton of time. Like the wait there didn't seem as enormous. I've just always been curious about that because it's like out of all these games, Diablo 4 is not is like multi-platform, which I mean, most things are going to become multi-platform over time anyways. We already know that just because of, I guess, financials or just good business sense, whatever one they choose to claim it is. Metal Gear will most likely, I don't know, I've always find it weird that a lot of the games that maybe I'd be the most interested, things I don't associate with Xbox at all, like Persona, was only ever announced and or talked about in the context of Xbox showcases or trailers on Xbox's YouTube channel. That just seems really unusual to me. I've always been curious about that. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Good question.
That's a very weird thing. Like for instance, Doom. Like, why? Why is Doom like? I'm not against an announcement for Doom. That's not what I'm against. I'm just wondering why. Why that? Is it because it's on PC? Is it because it's on Xbox? I guess.
With Doom, it makes sense because Microsoft owns them.
Oh, Microsoft owns. I forgot.
Microsoft owns ZeniMax, and ZeniMax is it.
I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot about that. That one's on me. I forgot. That one. Okay. That's like one of the few times I'm gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. Okay, fair. Sorry, dude. There are so many buyouts and fucking shiftings of companies. I can't keep track of this shit half the fucking time. All right, fair enough, Microsoft. You win this one. That one specifically.
Yeah, with Persona 3 Reload, I have no idea how. I mean, I think I remember trailers being around elsewhere as well, but did Persona 3 Reload even get that much marketing overall?
Yeah, I thought so. They had like they had trailers for like every character.
Okay.
To show off like every character and like some of
Weren't those on Atlas's channel as well?
Maybe. The larger trailers I remember were always on Xboxes. The smaller ones I'd have to go back and check where those were coming from. I don't know. That was just something I've kind of picked up on. Like, I guess
obviously it's interesting it's curious, and you notice when something like a Persona 3 Reload is announced at an Xbox event, definitely.
Yeah, like, right. I can't be like the only one that sees that and goes, wait, what? Yeah. Why?
That would be like if Kingdom Hearts 4 would be announced at an Xbox event.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's just something I noticed. It's not a big deal. It's just something I've picked up on.
Yes, certainly.
But, I mean, it's not like it's going to stop me from like buying the games I want to buy anyway. I'm not going to like not buy it at that point. I will be curious to see just how many of these titles end up as Game Pass games, especially
I think most of them because I noticed many of them having the play first on release on Game Pass. I don't know exactly if all of them had that, but a lot of the titles that were shown had that.
That's okay. I just find that interesting considering Microsoft considering Microsoft was like, oh, the amount of people we'd have to get into Game Pass, we're not hitting the numbers that we need for Game Pass to be financially feasible or a financial.
Yeah, I think obviously they didn't show that for Metal Gear Solid, but I think most of the others are pretty much in that category. But yeah.
So yeah, I'll be interested to see how some of these turn out. The Metal Gear one, I'm definitely gonna be interested. It looks like looks like there's stuff about it, so I'm gonna have to go check that trailer out. I want to see what that gameplay looks like. God, man,
I don't know how much of it is actual gameplay or not pre-rendered stuff. Because a lot of it looked like it was just cutscene stuff, but yep, gotta wait and see. But some of it is probably gameplay.
Fucking video games, man. Fucking video games.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be able to fucking catch up, am I? Like, I'll be honest, I didn't think I was gonna be interested in playing it, but I'm almost kind of tempted to give Cyberpunk a try.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
From what I've heard, it's a
How
very
come?
from what I've heard since the Liberty City or the Phantom City DLC thing that
Phantom
came out,
Liberty.
and
Mm-hmm.
all the fixes and all the things that they've done to it, the game is
Yep.
significantly better.
Pretty much what I've heard. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on playing that one as well.
So that's
Just waiting.
definitely on my list of things I might actually pick up and play,
Mm-hmm.
which for me says a lot, but I'm actually very interested now. I think this also
Mm-hmm.
kind of lends back to the general notion of, you know, wait it out. Eventually, these games
Yep.
eventually
Don't pre-order. Wait until the game is out and has its
at least
fixes.
yeah, for a good deal of games, I say follow that. I mean, I've never had like a Disgaea game I've bought not be
I
good
mean,
at launch,
yeah, obviously.
but I mean,
Yeah, the only
generally,
title there would be six. That would make you regret that, but pretty much all of the other ones, no problem.
yeah. But fundamentally,
And
I still
obviously,
stand.
the Tales series pretty much is a guarantee. But yeah.
Zelos is the genius. They're all
Mm.
geniuses, CD.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
They're all geniuses, CD. They all
Yep.
have the forbidden technique. For those of you that don't
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm talking about, there will be a link in our podcast specifically to that video if you guys want to know about the hidden technique of double demon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is cursed and I fucking love it. It is absolutely cursed. It is cursed video and I am here for it. As always, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this week's show. And if you shit, what was the how do I wrap the show up again? Fuck. How do I wrap this show
You
up?
can find us on
Shit.
multiple
Yeah,
platforms.
fuck, yeah. Yo, I do the same shtick
Like,
every
what is
week,
it?
and this is the
Google,
one this
Apple,
is the
and
one week.
Spotify.
This is the one week where that shit goes leaking out the side of my fucking head. God damn it, man.
better clean your headphones afterwards.
Yeah. The one week I've ever done this show where that shit goes leaking out the side of my skull. God damn it, man. You can find us on a variety of different podcasting platforms such as Apple, Google, and Spotify. And you can find our video show every Sunday.
Careful, careful.
You can find our video show on our YouTube channel, Turn-Based Cynics, when it goes up.
Whenever they get uploaded.
Yeah, whenever they get uploaded. That's all you need to know. That's all I'm committing to.
You heard nothing else.
Ooh. Almost blew off my own goddamn foot with a shotgun, dude. Jesus.
That shelf would have hit you harder than I thought.
Oh man. I dodged
That
one
scrambled your circuits.
I dodged one bullet and got clipped by another one. Jesus. I hope you all have a fantastic week full of video games and good fucking times. Please have a good week. Please, for the love of all of us. Oh, and if you, for whatever reason, want to have your humanity and you want a lot of sadness, play Tales of Arise. Play Arise. You will feel immense sadness and anger and just disgust.
Just all of the feelings.
And I'd like to make a formal apology towards one of the characters. Rinwell, I know I talk shit about you on the show because I was like, this chick is popping off all the goddamn time for no damn reason. Okay. Fair. Fair. I understand, sweetheart. When you find out, ooh, I felt bad for calling her out for that one. I really did too. Well, I don't usually feel bad about shit I say towards characters in video games. When that got revealed, I was like, "Oh, I'm taking an L for this one, aren't I?" Oh,
Whoopsie.
oh, I'm the villain, aren't I?
Whoopsie.
Gross. I'm the baddie. Ugh. Anyways, everybody, I hope you all have a fantastic week. And provided nothing stupendously stupid happens this week, next week, the show will continue. Sorry for not being here last week, ladies and gentlemen, but for the sake of my own personal health, I felt it was wise of me to not do the show. So, there you go. Do the best I can. Anyways, everybody, we will see you all next time. Game on and have a fantastic week.
See ya.